Hey there, folks. This is Tony with Getting Back to the Basics. So, yesterday I got the one log milled up, and I used my beam machine, but I'm not 100% satisfied with how that turned out. It um, it didn't do as good as it should have. I'm going to show you, and like I said, I'm not too happy about it. I mean, the cuts were pretty bad, but it's not that they're not usable. They are still usable, but it didn't cut smooth 100% like I had to, and just not happy with it. um, if I use it, I'm gonna have to. The problem what happened was when I was milling it using the 2x4 and the beam machine, there's there's some play there, so I'm gonna have to actually drill some holes and tap some screws and then put a spacer on the inside so when I'm milling using that beam machine and 2x4, my saw doesn't move back and forth because I'm just not happy with the outcome because it constantly moved. And I'm gonna flip the camera around here and show you. So if you look down this right here, I know they got the shadow in the way. This is what I'm talking about. That right there. I mean, this right here is from my skill saw. This is from using the beam machine. Now, I'm not saying the beam machine is not a good product to use. It needs some tweaking because, I mean, if you look down this, look, that is way, way off. This is not even I mean, this is not even close to being true. And it starts out at a probably, it's hard to tell. I don't have my tape measure. But I did this about the thickness of a two before. I mean, I think it's about 1 3/4. But as you see where it comes up, this one side, I mean, it's not cutting straight. But I mean, this side is horrible. But it's not that I can't use them. I can still use them. And oh, here's going to be a good one to show you. We'll come right here. And if you look on the side of this, that just looks horrible. There's a good example. And a lot of that right there that's because that beam machine, and it's not moving on the chainsaw, it's not sliding down the 2x4 like it should. Now I use my rail system that I always use. And if you see, there's the first cut right there with the rail system right here. Okay. It does a much better job. Here's the other log that I milled the first piece on. So there's some scrap piece right there. Here's my rail system I'm getting ready to put back on there. And if you look, now that's because if it looks like it's bolt, it curves up because this was near the trunk. That's where the trunk was at. So it curves in because the base of the trees, they always start wide at the bottom and they go it up. And they do that so they have a good footing. So there's an example right there. See the footing on that one tree? All those roots coming out. And roots right there. Kind of hard to see the sawdust. But for the most part, this is a lot better. I'll put my rail system on there. And you'll see how much better the rail system is. Milling these logs is not exact science. This is not like a commercialized sawmill. I built this one for practically next to nothing. And then I got my 5-foot rail that I use. So, I mean, if you see, it's going to have, now, one problem I have here, I got a little bit of a space, but that's not a problem. I can live with that. My brackets or my jigs that I had at the bottom, one of the nuts come loose, and I couldn't figure out why this whole piece right here was vibrating, and that's because the nut and the bolt come loose, or the spring nut that I use. So But this rail system works 100%, and I think what I'm going to try to do is do the same exact thing, build me a rail system for the beam machine that will sit on top of these and make the spacing exactly for what I need. So, you know, again, it's all trial and error, you know, and I'm not perfect. It's not perfect by any means. And this right here, again, I'm saving money, but I'm a little disappointed on how these turned out, because these are going to be posts for my garden. So, but anyway, if you like what you see, folks, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, and hit that notification so you're notified when I upload another video. Anyway, folks, we'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye.